Las Vegas, Nevada. March 23, 1996. Saturday night, 11:45 p.m. The MGM Grand Hotel and Casino throbs with the electric energy of a fight weekend. Outside, the neon glow of the Strip illuminates thousands of visitors drawn to the desert for one of boxing's biggest events. Inside, the casino floor buzzes with the controlled chaos of high-stakes gambling, the rhythmic chiming of slot machines, the sharp snap of cards being dealt, the hushed intensity of conversations involving serious money. Tonight, Mike Tyson has just finished his post-fight celebration after defeating Frank Bruno to regain the WBC heavyweight championship. Iron Mike is 29 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 220 pounds of devastating power and barely contained aggression. His victory was swift and brutal, a third-round technical knockout that reminded the boxing world why Mike Tyson remains the most feared heavyweight alive. 3 hours after his victory, Tyson moves through the MGM Grand Casino like a conquering emperor. He wears a black Versace suit that cost more than most people's cars, diamond jewelry that catches the casino lights, and the confident swagger of a man who has just proven his dominance in the most violent sport on earth. His entourage follows at a respectful distance. Bodyguards, promoters, hangers-on, and various associates who benefit from basking in Tyson's reflected glory. Tyson is not just celebrating a boxing victory. He is celebrating his return to the pinnacle of his sport after 3 years in prison, countless obstacles and widespread speculation that his career was over. Tonight, he has proven that Mike Tyson is still the baddest man on the planet. At a blackjack table near the high-limit poker room, Jackie Chan sits alone. Jackie is 42 years old, wearing a simple navy blue suit and white dress shirt. He looks tired, not physically tired, but emotionally drained from a week of difficult meetings with Hollywood executives who cannot decide if they want to give an Asian actor a chance in American action movies. Jackie has been in Los Angeles for 6 months, trying to break into the American film market with limited success. Tonight, he came to Las Vegas hoping to meet with potential investors who might finance an American action film with Jackie as the star. Those meetings did not go well. 3 different production companies told Jackie the same thing in different words. American audiences are not ready for an Asian action hero. Asian actors can play villains, martial arts masters, or exotic side characters, but not leading men in big-budget American films. Jackie understands the business reality, but it does not make the rejection less painful. After 20 years of success in Hong Kong cinema, he finds himself starting over in a system that sees him as a novelty rather than a serious actor. So he sits alone at a blackjack table, playing small stakes, trying to clear his mind before flying back to Los Angeles tomorrow morning. Jackie is not a serious gambler. He plays blackjack because it requires focus and mathematical thinking that temporarily distracts him from career frustrations. Tonight, he has won 3 hands and lost 2, staying roughly even with the dealer. At 11:47 p.m., Mike Tyson's entourage approaches the high-limit gaming area. Tyson is loud, animated, riding the adrenaline high that follows a successful title fight. His voice carries across the casino floor as he recounts details of his victory to anyone within earshot. Other casino patrons give him wide berth, not just because of his fame, but because Mike Tyson in celebration mode is an unpredictable force of nature. The casino manager, recognizing Tyson's presence, immediately offers him access to a private gaming room reserved for VIP customers. Tyson waves off the offer. He wants to be seen, wants to be congratulated, wants to absorb the attention and adoration that comes with being heavyweight champion of the world. Tyson scans the gaming area, looking for a table that suits his mood. His eyes settle on the blackjack table where Jackie Chan sits alone. Most people would not recognize Jackie Chan in 1996. Rush Hour is still 2 years away. American audiences know Jackie primarily from a few action films that received limited theatrical releases, and most Americans cannot distinguish between different Asian actors anyway. But Mike Tyson recognizes Jackie immediately. Tyson grew up watching kung fu movies. As a troubled teenager in Brooklyn, he spent countless hours in movie theaters watching Hong Kong action films because they offered an escape from the violence and chaos of his real life. He knows Jackie's films, respects Jackie's skills, and considers himself a knowledgeable fan of martial arts cinema. Under normal circumstances, this mutual respect might lead to a friendly conversation between 2 combat sports professionals. But these are not normal circumstances. Mike Tyson has just reclaimed his heavyweight title after years of personal and legal struggles. He is pumped with adrenaline, surrounded by people telling him he is invincible, and looking for ways to assert his dominance over anyone and everything around him. When Tyson sees Jackie Chan sitting alone, apparently vulnerable and isolated, Something primitive in his brain interprets this as an opportunity. Tyson approaches Jackie's table with his entourage trailing behind. The other blackjack players immediately sense the shift in atmosphere and find reasons to leave. Within 30 seconds, the table that moments ago hosted 5 players now contains only Jackie and the dealer. Tyson slides into the chair directly across from Jackie. The dealer's expression shows nervous recognition, but he continues dealing cards with professional composure. "Jackie Chan," Tyson says, his voice loud enough to be heard throughout the gaming area. "I know who you are." Jackie looks up from his cards, immediately recognizing Tyson. "Mr. Tyson, congratulations on your victory tonight. You know about boxing?" "I know enough to respect what you do." Tyson's response carries an edge that Jackie does not expect. "But you think Kung Fu is better than boxing?" Jackie sets down his cards. This conversation is heading in a direction that has nothing to do with cards or gambling. "I think different fighting styles serve different purposes," Jackie says carefully. "Boxing is a sport with rules and safety measures. Martial arts have many different applications." Tyson leans forward, his voice dropping to a level that only Jackie can hear clearly. "You think you could take me?" The question hangs in the air like smoke. Everyone at nearby tables stops what they are doing. The casino floor, which moments ago buzzed with normal activity, goes quiet as people sense that something significant is about to happen. Jackie understands immediately that he is in serious danger. Mike Tyson is not making casual conversation or expressing professional curiosity. Tyson is looking for an excuse to demonstrate his physical superiority over someone the public might perceive as a rival fighter. Jackie has encountered this type of challenge before. In Hong Kong, in nightclubs and restaurants, he has met men who wanted to test themselves against a movie action star. Most of those challenges were motivated by alcohol, bravado, or misguided attempts to impress friends. But Mike Tyson is different. Mike Tyson is stone sober, professionally violent, and capable of inflicting damage that could end Jackie's career permanently. Moreover, Tyson has just won a championship fight. His confidence is at its peak, his aggression is elevated, and his tolerance for perceived disrespect is essentially zero. Jackie knows that any response suggesting he could compete with Mike Tyson in a fight will be interpreted as a challenge. Any response suggesting he could not compete will be interpreted as weakness. Either interpretation could lead to violence. Jackie also knows that this confrontation is being watched by dozens of people, including casino security, Tyson's entourage, and various observers who would love to witness or record a conflict between the heavyweight champion and a Hong Kong action star. Whatever happens in the next few minutes will define both men's reputations. "Mr. Tyson," Jackie says quietly, "I think you could beat me easily." Tyson's eyes narrow. "You're damn right I could. But that's not what I asked. I asked if you think you could take me." Jackie considers his options. Lying would be insulting to both of them. Fighting would be suicide. Running would be humiliating and probably impossible given Tyson's entourage blocking potential exits. But there is a third option that comes from 20 years of dealing with dangerous situations. Defuse the threat through unexpected honesty. "Mr. Tyson," Jackie says, "may I ask you a question?" Tyson's expression shows surprise. He expected Jackie to either back down or challenge him. He did not expect to be asked a question. "What question?" "Do you really want to fight me?" Tyson's automatic response starts to form. Of course he wants to fight, he is Mike Tyson, he wants to fight everyone. But Jackie's question forces him to actually think about his motivation. "What do you mean?" Tyson asks. Jackie leans forward slightly, lowering his voice so their conversation becomes more private despite the audience around them. "Mr. Tyson, you are the heavyweight champion of the world. You just defeated Frank Bruno in front of millions of people. You have proven you are the best boxer alive." Tyson nods, still uncertain where this is going. "If you fight me and win, what do you prove? That a professional heavyweight boxer can defeat a movie actor? Everyone already knows that." Jackie pauses, allowing Tyson to process this logic. "But if you fight me and something goes wrong, if you get hurt or if the police get involved or if this becomes a legal problem, you risk everything you just achieved tonight." Tyson's expression starts to change. The aggressive certainty is being replaced by something else. Calculation. Jackie continues, "Mr. Tyson, I am not a professional fighter. I am a stuntman who learned martial arts to make movies. Fighting you would be like you trying to do my stunts. Possible, but not smart. You saying you're afraid to fight me?" Jackie's answer comes without hesitation. "Absolutely. I would be crazy not to be afraid of you." This is the response that changes everything. Tyson expected Jackie to deny being afraid, To claim his martial arts skills could compete with professional boxing, to maintain some pretense of toughness or dignity. But Jackie admits his fear completely and openly. The honesty is so unexpected, so contrary to the typical male posturing that surrounds combat sports, that it stops Tyson's aggressive momentum entirely. "You're just going to admit you're afraid?" Tyson asks. "Mr. Tyson, you weigh 75 pounds more than me, you have reach and power advantages, and you have been training to hurt people your entire adult life. Only a stupid person would not be afraid of you." Tyson is quiet for almost 30 seconds, processing Jackie's logic. "But you do all those crazy stunts in movies? You're not afraid of anything." Jackie shakes his head. "Mr. Tyson, I am afraid of everything. That is why I prepare for everything. I spend months planning stunts that last 30 seconds because I am afraid of getting hurt." "Then why do you do them?" "Because being afraid of something is different from avoiding it. I am afraid of heights but I still jump off buildings. I am afraid of fire but I still do explosion scenes. Fear keeps me careful." Jackie continues, "And right now I am afraid of you but I am not running away." Tyson considers this distinction between fear and cowardice. "So what are you saying? You won't fight me because you're scared." "I will not fight you because it would be stupid for both of us. You have nothing to gain and everything to lose." "I have nothing to gain and everything to lose." Stupid fights are for people who do not think about consequences. Tyson's entourage has been listening to this conversation with growing confusion. They expected their boss to either intimidate Jackie into submission or provoke him into a confrontation. They did not expect a philosophical discussion about fear and consequences. But Tyson himself seems genuinely interested in Jackie's perspective. "Chan," Tyson says, "you're different from what I expected." "What did you expect?" "I expected you to either back down like a coward or try to prove you're tough. I did not expect you to explain why fighting me would be stupid." Jackie nods. "Mr. Tyson, in my movies I play characters who fight because they have no choice. In real life, I avoid fights whenever possible because I usually have a choice." "But what if someone challenges your manhood, your reputation, your honor?" Jackie's response reveals the fundamental difference in their worldviews. "My honor does not depend on proving I can beat people up. My honor depends on making good decisions and taking care of people I am responsible for." Tyson stares at Jackie for almost a minute, clearly thinking about this answer. Finally, Tyson asks, "So if I demanded that you fight me, what would you do?" Jackie's answer comes in 3 words that change everything. "I would run." The simplicity and honesty of this response catches Tyson completely off guard. He expected Jackie to hedge, to qualify his response, to maintain some pretense of toughness. But Jackie admits, completely and without shame, that he would run away from Mike Tyson. The admission is so unexpected, so contrary to everything Tyson associates with martial arts and action movies, that it strikes him as hilarious. Mike Tyson begins to laugh. Not a sarcastic laugh or a mocking laugh, but genuine amusement at Jackie's complete honesty about avoiding a fight with the heavyweight champion of the world. "You would run?" Tyson asks, still laughing. "As fast as possible," Jackie confirms. "And I would probably scream while running to make sure everyone knew I was not trying to be tough." Tyson's laughter becomes louder, more genuine. His entourage looks confused. Their intimidating boss is cracking up at the admission of cowardice from a supposed action hero. "Jackie Chan," Tyson says between laughs, "you are the first person who ever told me honestly that they would run away from me. Most people lie about that. Most people either claim they could take me, which is stupid, or they act tough while backing down, which is fake. You just admit you would run like hell." "Mr. Tyson, I run away from things that can kill me." "You can definitely kill me." Tyson's laughter continues. "You know what, Jackie? I respect that more than all the fake tough guys who pretend they are not scared." The tension that has been building around the blackjack table suddenly evaporates. Other casino patrons who had been watching nervously for potential violence begin to relax as they realize that Tyson's mood has shifted from threatening to amused. "Mr. Tyson," Jackie says, "may I buy you a drink to celebrate your victory?" Tyson nods, still smiling. "Yeah, you can buy me a drink. But I want to ask you something first." "Of course." "In your movies, your characters never run away. They always fight, even against impossible odds. Why is that different from real life?" Jackie's answer reveals his understanding of the difference between entertainment and reality. In movies, the script guarantees that the hero survives. In real life, there are no scripts. Running away means I live to make more movies. So your movie characters are braver than you are in real life? My movie characters are fictional. They can afford to be unrealistically brave because they are not really risking anything. I am real, so I have to make realistic decisions. Tyson nods thoughtfully. That makes sense. But it kind of ruins the illusion, doesn't it? Mr. Tyson, do you want people to think boxing is easy because you make it look easy? Hell no. I want people to understand that what I do requires years of training, physical conditioning, and mental preparation. Then you understand why I want people to know that my stunts require planning, safety measures, and professional support. Making dangerous things look easy is part of entertainment, but understanding the real work behind them is part of education. This conversation continues for the next hour as Jackie and Tyson move to the casino bar. What began as a potential confrontation becomes a fascinating discussion between two combat professionals from completely different worlds. Tyson talks about the mental preparation required for professional fighting, the pressure of performing under intense scrutiny, and the difficulty of maintaining peak physical condition while dealing with fame and personal problems. Jackie talks about the engineering required for safe stunt work, the relationship between calculated risk and entertainment value, and the challenge of creating authentic action sequences while minimizing actual danger. Both men discover that their professions require similar qualities: physical courage, mental discipline, extensive preparation, and the ability to perform under pressure. But they also discover fundamental differences in their approaches to risk and conflict. Tyson's profession requires him to seek out the strongest possible opponents and defeat them through superior force. Success means proving he can beat anyone. Jackie's profession requires him to avoid unnecessary conflict while creating the appearance of being willing to fight anyone. Success means entertaining audiences without getting seriously injured. These different approaches create different mindsets about when and why to engage in confrontation. As the evening progresses, their conversation attracts other casino patrons who are fascinated by the unlikely friendship developing between the heavyweight champion and the action movie star. Frank Bruno, who fought Tyson earlier that evening, approaches their table with his own entourage. "Mike," Bruno says in his distinctive British accent, "I see you found someone else to beat up tonight." Tyson grins. "Frank, meet Jackie Chan. He just told me he would run away if I tried to fight him." Bruno looks confused. "Run away?" Jackie nods. "Absolutely. I am not stupid enough to fight either of you." Bruno's confusion turns to amusement. "Jackie, you do realize that most men would at least pretend they could give us a good fight?" "Most men are not thinking clearly about the consequences," Jackie responds. "You gentlemen are professional athletes who train specifically to hurt people. I am an entertainer who trains to avoid getting hurt while making it look dangerous." Bruno considers this logic. "So in your opinion, there is no shame in admitting you would lose a fight?" "Mr. Bruno, there is no shame in being realistic about your limitations. There is shame in making stupid decisions because you are too proud to acknowledge reality." This leads to a three-way conversation about professional fighting, the relationship between physical courage and intelligence, and the difference between confidence and arrogance. Bruno, like Tyson, finds Jackie's honesty refreshing compared to the typical posturing they encounter from people who want to be associated with professional fighters. "Jackie," Bruno says, "most of the actors and celebrities we meet either treat us like dangerous animals or try to prove they are tough enough to hang with us. You are the first person who treats us like professionals while admitting you are not in our profession." Jackie nods. "Mr. Bruno, I respect what you do precisely because I understand that I cannot do it. That respect is based on recognizing the difference between your skills and mine, not pretending the difference does not exist." The conversation continues until nearly 3 a.m. By the end of the evening, both Tyson and Bruno have exchanged contact information with Jackie and made tentative plans to visit him on a movie set to observe professional stunt work. As they prepare to part ways, Tyson makes a final observation. "Jackie, when I first came over to your table, I was looking for a reason to prove I was tougher than you." "I know. But you never gave me that reason. Instead, you made it clear that you already knew I was tougher, so there was nothing to prove." Jackie smiles. "Mr. Tyson, the best way to avoid a fight is to make sure the other person understands they have already won." "Is that a martial arts principle?" "No, that is a survival principle." 6 months later, Mike Tyson visits the set of Jackie's latest film. He watches Jackie perform a complex stunt sequence involving a fall from a 3-story building, and afterward tells reporters, "What Jackie does requires a different kind of courage than boxing, but it is definitely courage. Anyone who thinks making movies is easy should try doing what he does." The casino confrontation between Mike Tyson and Jackie Chan becomes part of Las Vegas folklore, retold by dealers, pit bosses, and regular gamblers who witnessed or heard about the encounter. But the real significance of the encounter lies in what did not happen. Two men from violent professions met at a moment when violence seemed inevitable, and instead of fighting they found common ground through honesty and mutual respect. Jackie's three-word response, "I would run," defused a potentially dangerous situation by acknowledging reality instead of maintaining false pride. That acknowledgement allowed both men to move past the potential for conflict and engage in genuine conversation about their shared experiences with danger, preparation, and performance under pressure. The encounter also demonstrated something important about Jackie's character that would serve him well throughout his American film career: his willingness to be vulnerable and honest in situations where most people would posture or pretend. This honesty, which initially appeared to be weakness, actually became a source of strength because it was so unexpected and authentic that it disarmed potential adversaries. In the years following the casino encounter, whenever interviewers asked Jackie about his toughest moments, he often referenced the night he told Mike Tyson he would run away from him. "People think being tough means never admitting weakness," Jackie explained in a 2003 interview. "But sometimes the toughest thing you can do is tell the truth about your limitations." Mike Tyson, in his own later interviews, described the encounter as a learning experience about the difference between strength and stupidity. "Jackie taught me that smart people avoid fights they do not need to have," Tyson said in a 2015 documentary. "He was man enough to admit he would run away from me, and that took more courage than trying to act tough." The Las Vegas encounter became a template for how Jackie would handle similar situations throughout his career: acknowledge the other person's strength, be honest about his own limitations, and find common ground through shared professional respect. This approach would serve him well in dealing with Hollywood executives who questioned his abilities, action stars who saw him as competition, and critics who doubted his authenticity. But perhaps the most lasting impact of the encounter was personal rather than professional. Jackie learned that admitting fear or weakness, when done honestly and without shame, could be more effective than false bravado or aggressive posturing. Mike Tyson learned that respect could be earned through honesty rather than intimidation. Both men discovered that two people from completely different backgrounds could find common ground through genuine conversation about their shared experiences with risk, preparation, and performing under pressure. The heavyweight champion who was looking for someone to dominate found someone who was willing to admit being dominated, and that admission created space for mutual respect rather than conflict. The action star who was used to being challenged found that acknowledging his limitations honestly could prevent rather than invite confrontation. Neither man got what he initially expected from the encounter. Both got something more valuable: insight into how honesty and respect could replace aggression and posturing as the foundation for meaningful interaction between strong people. Las Vegas, March 23, 1996. A casino confrontation that could have ended in violence instead ended in friendship, because one man was brave enough to admit he would run away, and another man was wise enough to laugh at that honesty instead of being offended by it. Sometimes the toughest thing you can say is, "I would run." Sometimes, the strongest response to aggression is complete honesty about your limitations. And sometimes, admitting you would lose a fight is the surest way to avoid having won. Jackie Chan's three words, "I would run," may have been the most courageous thing he ever said, because they required admitting weakness to the most dangerous man in the room. That admission saved both men from making a mistake they would have regretted for the rest of their lives. Instead of a fight that would have proven nothing, they had a conversation that taught them both something important about courage, respect, and the wisdom of choosing your battles carefully. Mike Tyson came looking for someone to intimidate and found someone to learn from. Jackie Chan came looking for distraction from career problems and found a lesson in the power of honest vulnerability. Both men left the casino with more insight than they arrived with, because sometimes the best way to win a confrontation is to admit you would lose it. Sometimes, honesty is more powerful than aggression. And sometimes the wisest response to "let's fight" is simply, "I would run." That response made Mike Tyson laugh, changed the entire dynamic of a dangerous situation, and created a friendship that lasted for years. Three words that turned a potential tragedy into an unexpected triumph of human connection over human conflict. I would run. Sometimes that is exactly the right answer.